Ba 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 ba. Aloha, my friends. Aloha, my friends. Back on the scene, the ill behavior, renegade master. You know the song. So many videos coming at me at this time. Many downloads. So I'm like, how do I do it? How do I compute? How do I put in alignment actually what needs to be brought forth? I'm sitting straight. As you can see, the fence is at an angle, but it doesn't disturb the picture, nor should it. So I'll move a little bit because the energy is moving. Since the last time when I channeled, I got a little bit of more of my self inside. And now today's topic is the alignment and how to align with yourself, and how the path reveals itself when things come into play, and how we compromise by falling back into a depression because we have an experience from the past that was bad. So the ego assumes out of defense, well, it's going to be the same experience over and over because we just cursed like that. And I'm here to tell you that you're actually not. When you have looped things because you are seeking, then how do you put it? Then you have sequenced yourself in a modality psychologically to expect the same thing over and over. When certain religions teach have no expectation, because you have an expectation, you're setting yourself up for dissatisfaction. You can only go forward into what is in front of you and let it unfold and face it. So this energy report for this summer, way into August from now on, is the Midsummer bridge is concentrate on your business. Stop wasting time with things that are upsetting. Walk away from things that are upsetting or depressive. Walk away from whatever energy around you is not willing to modulate and adopt from a higher realm. Because right now, here's this, as abundance, so in contact. Let's say you're walking through the woods, partially depressed, and a golden being appears in front of you. So this is just metaphorically speaking. And you're not ready to meet that being. Here's your opportunity to ready yourself, because the being will not come again. As in the folklore from my grandma, is that an elven being appears to three seekers and says, I will reveal where treasures are, but you have to fulfill certain tasks. Well, these tasks are testing you. That basically in life, the fairy tale continues, but in life we go or we maneuver ourselves into endeavors that actually create an unwanted outcome. And we do it again, and it happens again. Abundance does not introduce itself to you how you want it. Abundance comes in a way as a shareable love wave, shareable thought wave. That's why sometimes I talk about this. Openness it's not based on the relationship status by paper or friendship. It's about what is the value on any level with friends that you can operate with on any level. And no level is a must. Certain levels are evident. What do we do with... See, when I saw Sedona, I was in love with what I saw. I didn't fall in love. I wasn't falling for love. It was more like when I saw the red rocks, I saw home. I can't explain that to you. So the weird part in following that excitement is, see, my love of my life is my family, then my love of my life is who I live with. But love of your life is what's consistent with you, and that is so hard to find. People come and go, people like you, people hover in your life. Here is how opportunity comes into us, not just basing this on relationships or crushes or openness or wherever you are. When in life an opportunity reveals itself in front of you, it's a window to change your life 180. And many of us I've seen fail because they're sitting in a bracket of themselves, of their drama, and the expectance levels of the reoccurrence of that. And we're here to actually ignite the flame, and you can change the direction at any given time. You're fully equipped to do that. So when I came to Sedona to set up shop, I had a tad bit of savings, yeah? I didn't know where to land, but I had faith. If all else fails, for those who believe in God, I believe in source and higher self, same thing. Not in an interpretive book that tells me who the mediator between the Supreme High Royal Energy Divine Matrix and me is, because that's just this and me. But my responsibility is to pack my bag, pack my stuff, get up and make that move. Because if I don't make that move, nobody makes that move for me. Those who are in position already, I'm preaching to the choir, you know what I'm saying and what's already cooking. Nothing new for you. But for those that are at the crossroads right now, and this is every couple of years this comes, this crossroad is so profound that if you choose a dark path and suffering and not follow your excitement again as you did before, it'll take a long time to recover from this. Those who have seen the signs and the synchronicities, and they have said they've seen it, they act on impulse, they act on what they feel, well, this is your time to make a choice. And again, I also had to make a choice. And I continue and I expand and I get bigger, and I look at myself and say, okay, we continue this here, we keep walking this. Also not trying to escape what I feel, criticize what I don't understand, live and let live, observe people, how we all collect our seeds and plant the stuff in our garden, and then watch the harvest grow and be happy with that and really let it take place and let others build it. And this is a sensitive time where I say let the others build what they have to build. Let them create what they need to create. Everybody will harvest. You have billions of users now on YouTube. Anybody can make business. Anybody can build business. What is preventing you from following what excites you? And let's put it like this. Love as in abundance is a butterfly that offers itself to a degree to share with you. You can't marry the butterfly. You can't trap the butterfly or live with the butterfly or put it in a box or put it in an encasement or say, I want the abundance here. Is the butterfly is shared with the world as it flaps its wings, that can create hurricanes, that can shift timelines. Where we are winning is we look at what we have right now, we are working with what we have, and we trust our feeling, not our mind. And many are split now because the mind is what creates the depression. A depression, and I heard that in a Greg Braden show, and Bruce Lipton, and many more, if you have a depression in your mind, as in a negative thought form operandis, you're creating neuropeptides that create the biochemical reaction for what feeling that you're creating in your mind, so your body can feel it. And I always, when I talk with my partner, say, how long do we need to understand that this right now hurts? You know, to understand that fire burns takes a second. You burn your fingers and you never put that's an experience of a lifetime. You never put your hand into the fire again. But our egotistical mind keeps creating scenarios where we over and over and over put ourselves in deficit. And I say, how long does it need for you to realize that the sun is up and the sky is blue? Or how long does it need for you to see that rain clouds in the sky, you need an umbrella and you need to protect yourself? Or don't cross the raging river? Or right now your emotional status is not really the best. This is the energy report actually in general what's happening. And interestingly, I see a lot of parallels happening in and around all of us. From my mother, my brother, friends that I have, new friends, old friends, you all feel the same. Nobody can escape that. Is face yourself, face your fear, make a choice and move forward. I did it, that's why I'm here. And I want some land, and I want a bubble dome community. And when that's established, I'll say, look what we have, and I will film it. So in preparation, years of preparation, things will be created. But if you don't have consistency in your life and a belief of knowing that the outcome of what you create makes it so, you're very much lost. And we all want to go home or find a way where there's peace in our home, where there's kind of like a family feeling or something where we feel loved. And we all have wounds or wounds that we healed. But it is all mentalized, as in, if that's even a word, it's all fabricated in the mind. And the mind interferes with your path right now. And right now, forevermore, is your mind trying to convince you to walk the other way. And guess what? More suffering is elongated, more struggle. Where I was, I had 2 jobs to finance my spiritual career. Would I have stayed in that place when the choice came? I would have still probably had 2 jobs and tried to really make ends meet and not really have my own space and really be under other people, which I was a couple of years of my life, roommates this, or you know, you're always being tolerated by something or someone. When is it time for us to get up to own our own space? That's when Esther Hicks says, we will be harassed into expansion. If you think for where you are right now you can get comfortable, it's not going to happen. If you don't make a choice to uplift and move ahead and be engaged in the betterment for where you feel better, but something that's completely out of the box, 180 degrees different, and you leave your box, you'd never know. And that is how ascension is perceived by many, not understood, is when the monkey that was in the prison with depression, failed endeavors, all that stuff, gets the prison door opened. And something appears and says, there's a way and another experience. I can't tell you how this goes, but it'll be prominent and it'll be enlightening and with integrity and authenticity and accountability and the responsibility, as in the ability to respond, responsibility. You'll see more of yourself. What's your choice? The great average that we have witnessed so far of the populace decides to stay in the prison because pain gives me comfort. Depression is safe. Somewhat of a feeling because I can't feel that other self. Well, the good news is that you have a choice to risk it and do it. Don't think about the outcome, what might happen, or the experience that you had in the past. It's not written in the future. It doesn't have to repeat itself. So I had that in my life when I was younger. I'm 50 now. You know, I had these drama scenarios that I created with friends and friends that I lost, and friendships and relationships, by creating an expectance level was going to go the same way over and over and over. And then I realized it's because I didn't make the change. The loop and the hamster wheel actually engaged me to make the change. That's when I packed my bags. I left and I said, let's do the unfathomable. And all my friends were like, you're insane. Why are you moving to Arizona, to the desert? And nobody said it's going to be nice or some angel comes catering. When you make that decision, you're on your own, because that's how you came here. Yes, everything is connected and one is all and all is one. Honestly, I hear a lot of talk in certain spiritual communities, and it's namaste and this and that, but I look at the person who puts the brick up and sets up the house. I'm not looking at those who talk about all these things in bindi and all the things they do in the craft they do. I build my website, I bust my behind every day. I'm passionate about what I do, I'm interested in what I do, and I'm invested in what I do. And I'm also not a conveyor belt video producer. And you know what? I love myself. It's okay. Wherever I will be, I love myself. And I am never alone. And I trust in the decision that I make will bring forth the good harvest and the good communities. Because that's all I have until those who are ready will appear or approach. I had a dream where they will be there. Another psychic named Lavender said those who are not ready will fry. They will fall off, they won't make it, and I don't know if they'll show up later or whatever, but the sun burns out now all your fears. Anubis in the underworld asks the gods before they cross if they're worthy to be a god, as in a full recognized avatar. So Anubis comes with all the fear and all the weakness you have, and he comes and he says, do you know who you are? And when you know who you are, you say to me, I know who I am. And the answer of the fully realized being is, I am that I am. And then Anubis says, you shall pass. And then you're actually ready to ascend. But the ascension, ascension, whatever you want to call it, takes place right now on this planet. Right now, we have to step into our power to create from what is here. It's not based on politics. It's not based on your past. It's not based on how you feel right now. It's based on, watch Joy Dispenza, creating a mind state of a positive feeling that makes it that a reality. Not verbalizing what's painful, verbalizing what doesn't work. Positive motivation, as in that makes me actually feel good. And you know how many times let's go back when I was in my 20s, I wrote a demo tape. I was in love with what I did, like a relationship, and I gave myself to my music, and I handed in the demo tape, and the label rejected me. So me as a rapper, and I think I'm a freaking good one. I'm working on a new album, by the way. So with the first rejection, and I had over probably hundreds of rejections, does that tell me in life that I shall not write another song and give myself again to the fullest because I love what I do? Whether it's you do that with a person or you do that with a track or whatever you're giving yourself to, give it your all and trust it. Because when it sticks and one thing works, you're in. And that's called, as Cryon calls it, the breakthrough. But only you can do that. But if I had decided with the rejections that I had growing up to not go out in life and love or find love, or go intimate, or create a song, or learn electrical engineering, or journalism and broadcasting and audio engineering, then I wouldn't be here. then I wouldn't be the sum of all the experience that I had made when it didn't work. But you know what? If out of a million rejections, one diamond appears that shows me consistency, that shows me he stays or it stays, then I have no regrets that I have walked this path. And I could have been gone many times. I have a few near-death experiences where, the question was asked, you're done? And I was so done with this planet. I was so finished. I was so ready to leave. You know how you feel, and this is not to brag, just to tell you how to motivate your mind. I died in my mother's womb. My heart failed. I came back. Doctors don't know. They were ready to cut me out of my mom. She was in a coma. Half of my family is in the cemetery because a car crashed in our car. I'm born from that darkness and that drama. At some point in life, we had to give up the family grave because we couldn't afford to keep the grave. More drama. And I held my mother. And I continue on to be a positive example, to keep it moving, to say we have to get up and feel one another. And I'm very cautious with how I observe who's coming to the table. How do we stick together? Because that requires strength and believe in self. And yes, faith. Whatever your belief structure is, you have to have faith. We cannot give up. Contact is imminent. It always comes back to us connecting with our higher selves. And in Atlantis, I have a past life regression where I remembered many were not ready and they drowned when Atlantis sank, that I couldn't save, that broke my heart over and over and over and over and over. But I do not lose trust. I do not lose my faith. And even if people out there that I've seen that criticize and they bicker and bitch and they want to attack or they want to troll, I have faith that all of us can make the better choice, that guns will be outlawed. Like in other countries, it works. America is this hooligan world, and I'm American, where we still have to learn and grow up to not create something that requires this level of brutality that destroys life in order to get along. I do not give up. I refuse and I fight with everything that I have to promote the good and the better for a good world. But sometimes people say there's no pointing fingers. If you have, you misbehave, you misconduct, your produce is whack, your apples are rotten, I point it out. And I say, like an Aquarian, let's find a solution. How can we make this better? How can we make this a profitable or a workable, scalable model and a platform where we have a common denominator, where we all meet in an equilibrium where we all can get together. I'm not even breaking down the heart math as in meditating and breathing, that the heart actually creates a coherence with the brain. That's actually when you make sense. And a lot of times when we feel in pain or we say no, guess what? The heart's here, the mind's here. We're not making a decision out of oneness. We're making a decision out of being split. And we all need to learn that we're split. And decisions are to be made in oneness. When your heart flutters and flares up, when all your lights go on, all your emotions come in a positive way, as let's say, I don't know, you levitate or something. You want to reach the cosmos, you want to touch the stars, and there's a feeling that you want to follow. Follow that excitement, and you'll be safe. The Bible says it, the Torah says it, the Talmud, the Quran, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, many ancient books talk parallels. I read all of those books to look at when are they talking the same deal. I'm not looking at when are they split, because I believe in this is connected. We are oneness. Molecules bounce off of this matrix, reflected into the camera, recorded on a chip, funneled through a channel, and YouTube shows you what I have recorded with an electronic device. You would have told that somebody 200 years ago, they would have been like, you're a mucking nut. Yeah, you're fudding. You're out of your mind. Leave yourself open for the most impossible treats and travels and things when offered into the world that'll come to you when you at least expect it, but without the openness. Sorry. See, abundance is a she. my conclusion. And she's very, very picky, and she's a Davic force. You have to be worthy. In order to be worthy, you have to show her your work, and you have to convince her that she'll come to you and say, I'll embrace you for the work that you have done, but it might take years. Interestingly, it doesn't have to take years anymore, because now we're in this accelerated, collapsing timeline where you no longer stopped from doing stuff. It's instant, it's life-changing, and offers are being made. And I see how tough that is in the ascension process. Going back 10 years, I had like 25 different friends. They all said they're coming to Sedona. One made it. One girl made it. And this is how this ascension process and pioneering this work actually takes place. Is this: many are called, but a few will listen. And when I came here, I was like, I have no idea how this is going to end, where I'm going to stay, how I'm going to build this, how I'm going to thrive. I have no idea. But I had this deep sense and calm of, I know when I get here, things will change for the better and get better. And yes, I had to process my stuff, but things got better, not bitter. So the crossroad is now in this energy concept. Pay attention. Don't count the chickens before they hatch. Just metaphorically speaking, okay? Nobody shall be upset here. And look at your demographics, where you are. Check out where you're going. What is your aim? What is your goal? What's realistic? What's absolutely crapola? Be realistic with yourself and how you feel. Know where your fear is. Know where you're brave. Darkness does not approach you where you're strong. Darkness comes at you when you're weak. Know how to decipher who's for you, who's a real friend, what friends are you seeking, what's consistent, what comes at you when it's convenient. Look at your internet. I did a Facebook deal where I said I'm about to erase probably 2,000 to 3,000 people, because they're sitting there and they just watch, because I see no activity, so it's kind of dead. And I had 200 replies out of 5,000 people that are listed with me, so I have to really erase 4,000 people. Clean up shop. People that are not supportive of you, of your store, of your cause, with you, not having nothing positive to say, they sign up. I come from a world before the internet, so you couldn't just click friendship. You had to come to my house. You had to sit with me. And that's what we will have to learn again in this AI, artificial intelligence age, is what is a real friendship? What is a real friend? When do they show up? Can I count on them? Or somebody comes to visit me. I cook, guaranteed. I'm here, guaranteed. I'm consistent, guaranteed. And the split mind is very transient. Tomorrow I'm here, tomorrow I'm there. So this summer your test will be, where will you go? Will you continue this? And the drama is going to get even more dramatic if you don't make the change actually that was calling you to begin with. When Sedona called me, when was that? 2010, right after Mount Shasta and my contact with a ship. I had no time. Like, I gave my apartment away. I had like 2 weeks, 4 days after my birthday, 2011, and I packed everything and I was out. And guess what? I'm not regretting it one bit. But that's what the planet Saturn in astrology tells us at times. The work is required for you to receive something. So people that work in the right direction, from a right and just mind, will receive. That's how it is. And that's how my tape ends. So I see you, most certainly, on the loving, forever embracing flip side. Peace. Love you very much.